Keluarin. Ya. Nih. Jangan nangis ya. Saya ngapain sih kayak gitu? Ah, sakit. Kok putih ya? Ayo deh. Gimana?
Buat di sini agak lama. Tuh deh.
Ini gimana sih?
Gini.
Katanya nggak jelas
begitu.
Ya, zoom kamu aku minjem ya. Aku alihin kayaknya dulu.
Zoom.
Bisa zoom.
Siapa?
Tahu. Aku nggak bisa.
Zoom. Kayaknya.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Good evening from Indonesia. Welcome to tonight's webinar sessions with the topics research methodology, along with meet and greet sessions with GYIIF and IYMIA 2022, hosted by Indonesia Young Scientists Associations. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Ayu, as a Master of Ceremony. In tonight's webinar, would like to kindly welcome all of the participants in this incredible event tonight. I hope that everybody can be as comfy as you can. You can invite your research teammate to join with us. And I am so sorry if our Zoom meeting this time is limited only to 100 participants. So if your friends cannot enter the Zoom, you can directly join with us by watching our live YouTube in our YouTube account in IYSA official, because we also stream through our YouTube live. And you can catch some snacks, grab your notebooks, and enjoy tonight's agenda. In the next 2 hours, there will be a lot of fun activities that we are going to see, starting with the playback of promotion video about IYSA upcoming event in January 2023. Then there will be Dr. Dase Hunaefi as the representative from IPB University, and also GYIIF and IYMIA official organizers, and also Mr. Deni Irawan as the president of IYSA, that will introduce the upcoming event, as I mentioned earlier, which is Global Youth Invention and Innovation Fair and International Young Muslim Inventor Award 2023. Moving on, we'll get the insightful and percipient knowledge about research methodology with our speaker, and last but not least, Q&A session and closing. Before we proceed to the next agenda, I would like to kindly remind to all of the participants to please open your camera if there's no trouble, silence your microphone, and you can kindly drop a questions if you have any when the Q&A sessions is already open. We all know that Indonesia Young Scientists Associations have a mission to encourage young scientists to show their teeth, show their innovation, present their research product in front of world's eye. The problems that we're facing nowadays sometimes can be solved, thankfully, by the presence of creative solutions and innovations by incredible young scientists, not only in Indonesia, but also in any place in this world. By holding these events, Global Youth Invention and Innovation Fair, and also International Young Muslim Inventor Award 2023, IYSA surely have a hope that every young people have chances to show up their critical thinking and problem-solving skills by presenting their research in this fair. Moreover, we believe all of the researchers that has been working tough times, looking for solutions and inventions that helps human being life, is deserve an award for
Oh
their
iya,
hard work. So,
enggak tadi
the committee and IYSA already prepared the promotion video of IYMIA and GYIIF 2023 promotion video. So without further ado, for the committee, you may share your screen.
harusnya jangan aku yang record.
Gilang,
Baru join dia.
dulu aku ikutan ribet.
Hah?
Dulu aku ikutan ribet.
Halo Young Scientist, saat ini saya dan tim IYSA sedang berada di Institut Pertanian Bogor atau yang lebih dikenal sebagai IPB, di mana IPB adalah lokasi untuk menyelenggarakan event terbaru kami, yaitu GYIIF dan IYMIA yang akan kami selenggarakan pada bulan Januari tahun 2023 nanti. Yuk ikut aku intip venue untuk event GYIIF dan IYMIA. Bekerja sama dengan Departemen Ilmu dan Teknologi Pangan Institut Pertanian Bogor, GYIIF dan IYMIA akan kami selenggarakan pada tanggal 19 sampai 22 Januari 2023. Dan untuk event offline-nya akan diselenggarakan di Geraha Widya Wisuda Institut Pertanian Bogor. Kedua event ini akan diselenggarakan secara hybrid, yaitu online dan juga offline. Dan tentunya akan ada sederet hadiah menarik untuk kamu yang mengikuti event ini. Jadi tunggu apa lagi? Ayo segera daftarkan tim kamu untuk mengikuti event GYIIF dan IYMIA 2023. Dan aku tunggu di Bogor.
Okay, so that's the promotion video of IYMIA and GYIIF 2022 that will be conducted in January 2023 in IPB University, Bogor. These two incredible events won't be held successfully without amazing partnership, and of course, in this event, IYSA collaborate with IPB University as a world-class and one of the top 5 university in Indonesia to run this event. We already invited Dr. Dase Hunaefi, S.Pd. MFoodST as IPB Deputy Director for Collaborations and International Relations, and also representative of IYMIA and GYIIF event organizer, along with Mr. Deni Irawan as the president of IYSA, to explain furthermore about this event. So without further ado, I would like to greet Mr. Dase and Mr. Deni. Hello, good evening, Mr. Dase.
Good evening. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Dase. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. It's so lovely to meet you again in this agenda. And also, I'd like to greet Mr. Deni Irawan. Good evening, Mr. Deni.
Hello, good evening, Ayu. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm good.
Okay, as usual. It was so nice to meet all of this incredible person here today, and we're gonna discuss furthermore and explain furthermore, and also introduce about our events that will be held in January 2022. Maybe starting with Mr. Dase first, I would like to ask some questions. Maybe you can explain an overview, like introductions about this event. What is GYIIF and what is IYMIA?
Perhaps Padeni will explain first.
Okay, thank you, Padasa. Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you very much for your attending this webinar, meet and greet GYIF and International Young Muslim Inventors Award 2023, organized by IYSA and Food Science and Department of Technology, IPB University. Yeah, it is our first event. Collaborate with IPB University, especially Food Science and Department, but we already collaborated since maybe 2 or 3 years ago at another events, for example, Glucolis, YNSF, and IYNS 2020, 2022 and 2021. So and this next year, IYSA and Food Science and Technology Department will conduct 2 events, International Young Muslim Inventors Award and also Global Youth Invention and Innovation Fair 2023. The event will be conducted on 21 until 23 January 2023 in IPB University, Bogor, Indonesia. On behalf of Indonesian Young Scientists Association and also IPB University, we invite all of you to participate in our events. Hope you can enjoy, you can participate in our incredible events for the next January. Maybe that's all, are you at the introduction for IYSA. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Deni, for the overview about this event of GYIIF and IYMIA. And speaking about these events, we'll see on the promotions video and also the posting in the social media feed. We all know that the offline venue, even though it's a hybrid competitions, right? But the offline venue will be held in Bogor or IPB University. Maybe you can explain more about that. Why you choose Bogor as our offline venue? Maybe Mr. Dase can explain about this.
So, okay, thank you very much for the chance. Yes, this is the first that we are as a co-host, a direct host, as a place for the competitions. We have collaborated so many times since 3 years ago, but this is the time after the COVID pandemic has lived up. Perhaps should I introduce now the IPB and the department or later?
Maybe we can talk it now or just go as comfy as you can.
Okay, so I would like to share a little bit about the university, and later we'll continue about the department. So why now, for example, because now this is the time, because at that time still not sure whether COVID pandemic has leave up or not, and still there are some restrictions, and then coming again, Omicron or something like that. But now this is the time. Besides that, also, for example, when together international participation, it's much more easier in the south of Jakarta, which is also Bogor. So perhaps many of Indonesians also wants to know why, for example, to Bogor now changing, for example, from IPB into IPB University. Before it is still until now as national still Institut Pertanian Bogor. Yeah, so never changed the name nationally, but international brand rebranded into IPB University. So this is the presentation. Perhaps the title, this one, don't come to IPB University, but stay for a while at IPB University. Don't come, don't just come or just take the picture, but you have to stay. Why? Because too beautiful to handle. So the view of Gunung Salak is just too beautiful to handle. Although traffic is difficult to handle, but it's okay. We can enjoy the traffic. The other Bogor also support as a science city. So now there are many research centers there. Bogor Botanical Garden, Herbarium. It's one of the research center in the south of Jakarta. And never forget that Bogor Presidential Palace is also there, because our presidents love to stay there in Bogor as a science city, as mentioned. Whenever you see, for example, in the morning, mostly Pak Jokowi not stay in Jakarta but stay in Bogor, because it is very quiet and direct to Jakarta. There are the first and the beautiful toll highway from Bogor to Jakarta, which is since 1990. Before 1990 has already established. Make Bogor direct hub from Jakarta as well. The other reason why Bogor to panoramic to take the pictures. So that's why don't come but stay in IPB University. And you can enjoy also Laksa Bogor. This is the delicious food that you can enjoy also in Bogor. This is the additionals of byproduct fermentation from tofu, which is called red oncom or merah. So the additions, another traditional food is toge goreng. You can enjoy toge goreng here only in Bogor. And in our campus, there are one of the oldest toge goreng that we always enjoy toge goreng. It is in our department just below actually this traditional toge goreng. The other not to forget is asinan Bogor. So there are so many reasons why you have to come to Bogor, not only come, but also stay. The other is one of the famous, the biggest talas or taro in Bogor. The other, you can also run away a little bit to Puncak, so to enjoy a little bit of exhaling the fresh air. You can also enjoying. Near our campus, there are also a waterfall, so you can enjoy Curug Ciliwung in Bogor as well. Talking about the IPB actually established since 1927 during Dutch colonization. So Dutch colonization has already understands that Bogor is the right place for the agriculture and bioscience. But in established officially in 1963. So this is the IPB University campuses. So now it's becoming bigger and much more beautiful with the renovations of our campus, and it's much more greener as well when you come to our campus. So we have at the moment 40 study program, and there will be a new one, which is medicine faculty will establish also in our university. So one of the oldest, which is Department of Food Science and Technology. So talking about the ranking, our ranking is actually always increasing. One of the most efficient university is actually IPB University, with the targeted only for agricultures and forestry. It is true that it is top 50 in the world. So no, the other university that by subject making top 40 in the world. So we are number 41 and always increasing the other. And the impact ranking time had educations also, we are number 101. So everyone had to talk about the ranking, but everyone see also the ranking. What are the ranking in international? So we have to check also our ranking, recognize, and one of them is actually related with the food science and technology. So like tropical biopermata, Southeast Asian food and agriculture, yeah. So no matter how, for example, the other perhaps bigger in size, but still IPB as the most innovative university in Indonesia. Talking about why you should not just come to IPB, but the other reason is the best. So Department of Food Science Technology having two international accreditation, which is called IFT. We are the first one outside of America. We are the first of having IFT accreditation and IUFOS, International Union Food Science and Technology. So this one about the food science and technology. So there are quite many facilities. We are one of the oldest food science and technology in Indonesia, and so quite burdens with quite many. We are burdened with the many partners as well. Many equipment that's already established in our laboratory. One of the top facilities are available here in IPB University, especially for food science and technology. So this is the facilities and the students' mobility. Also, we are one of the top number for the students' mobility to all over the world. Not only for IPB, but also from all study program in Indonesia. We are one of the top producer for students' mobility. So one of the developing solutions for developing country is winning for this competition. The students. So this is just the informations about the IPB, and later I will give back to the MC. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Dase, for your comprehensive explanations, an overview about IPB University, and a glimpse of the Bogor itself, why we choose Bogor as our offline venue. And there are a lot of good place and beautiful place, not only just for competitions, maybe competitions, if you join these competitions, maybe it's like a chance for you to go healing, like healing yourself, and you go somewhere like a taste, have a taste and like a good food. I've tasted a lot of food in Bogor and it was so delicious. You should try, especially for the street food also. And moving on to back to the competitions as well. We all know that IYMIA and GYIIF 2023 are two events that is
kejadian kayak
just
kan tiba-tiba atap aku ada yang gertak-gertak di
conducted
atap.
in the
Aku
next
kayak
year.
dengar
So my
suara
questions maybe
kayak
for
bersih.
Mr. Deni
Pokoknya
is
hal
what is the
yang
main
mengganggu sedikit aja padahal
main
suaranya nggak
focus
terlalu
of this events
kesel
and
loh.
what's the difference between these events
Terus
and the other events,
tiba-tiba
because we all know that
diajak
IYSA
buka itu
have
tidak
held so many events, and what's the uniqueness of these two events, Mr. Deni?
Okay, thank you. Yeah. The difference between our this event with the National Young Muslim Inventors Award, IYMIA is focused to the young Muslim students around the world, especially from the elementary, secondary, and university, to compete their project in these competitions. And also we open to all the students of the world, especially for to show their projects that already
Terus kayak mau membalas
already
meme terkadang
selected,
kayak gitu.
maybe two in
apa ya tipe gue tuh nggak ada di akbar lu bingung kan bingung sama itulah cinta
Lose the sound.
Hello, Mr. Deni. I think you accidentally.
Okay, sorry, Ayu. Yeah.
terus dia bilang lu kayaknya lagi cinta banget yang dia cuy ini lagi snap apa ya ini kan mau main catur orang bapak lu terus lu cinta banget sih sama dia ya lu udah
Sorry. Yeah, we can continue. The difference between IYMIA with the others competition. International Young Muslim Inventors Award is focused to our students, especially students, young Muslim students around the world, from elementary, secondary, and university. They can join this event, although they already joined 2 times in our events. For example, they already joined ISIF, or WISE, and in this event, they can join again with the same projects, okay? Because now all the young inventors will be appreciated by the judge, and as the name, it's the name International Young Muslim Inventors Award. So we are looking for the best of the best for the young Muslim inventors of this event. And GYIIF, Global Youth Invention and Innovation Fairs, I think the names may be different, but actually the categories maybe are still SMS with the others, our others competition. But maybe the different, we collaborate with IPB University, especially Food Science and Technology Department. You know that Food Science and Technology Department, one of the under the Faculty of Agricultural Technology, is the famous department in IPB University. So I think it will be a good chance to the students around the world to participate in this event. To know more close about the IPB University, especially
for just two questions from 2 participants. If you want to ask everything regarding these competitions, you can drop your questions into the chat box, or maybe you can raise your hand if you want to ask the questions. Maybe I'll gonna say it in Indonesia too, so everyone can understand. Apabila teman-teman ada yang punya pertanyaan terkait dengan event IYMIA dan GYIIF yang tadi sudah dijelaskan oleh Pak Dase dan juga Pak Deni, kita kasih pertanyaan untuk 2 penanya ya, 2 penanya pertama yang ingin tanya-tanya lebih lanjut terkait dengan event ini. Bisa langsung drop pertanyaannya lewat chat box atau bisa raise hand saja kalau ingin bertanya langsung, seperti itu. Okay. Maybe while we're waiting for the participants' questions, we can share the IPB profile video as the official offline venue of the GYIIF and IYMIA 2023. And for the committee, the screen is yours.
Satu kata atau satu kalimat dong buat ITP.
Outstanding.
Tempat bagi mereka yang ingin mempersiapkan diri menjadi seorang ahli teknologi pangan.
Rumah yang keren banget.
Tempat di mana ketika persiapan bertemu dengan kesempatan.
Departemen Ilmu dan Teknologi Pangan atau yang ramah disapa ITP IPB merupakan Departemen Ilmu Teknologi Pangan tertua di Indonesia. Program S1 Teknologi Pangan di bawah naungan Departemen ITP IPB telah mendapat pengakuan secara nasional maupun internasional. Hal ini dibuktikan dengan diperolehnya akreditasi A dari BAN-PT dan approval dari Institut of Food Technologies atau IFT dan dari International Union of Food Science and Technology atau IYSA. Kurikulum di Prodi S1 Teknologi Pangan dikembangkan berdasarkan rekomendasi dari IFT dan PATPI dan dengan mempertimbangkan masukan dari mahasiswa, alumni, dan pengguna lulusan baik dari sektor swasta maupun pemerintah.
Di ITP itu benar-benar menarik banget karena mahasiswanya ini dikasih kesempatan untuk memilih 2 kelas. Yang pertama, kelas yang disampaikan dalam bahasa Inggris, dan yang kedua, kelas yang disampaikan dalam bahasa Indonesia. Nah, kalau kita berhasil untuk mengambil kelas dalam bahasa Inggris, mahasiswanya ini nggak hanya berkesempatan untuk menerima ilmu tentang pangan, tapi juga bisa mengasah bahasa Inggris dari mahasiswa-mahasiswanya. Hal ini akan membantu lulusan ITP nanti untuk bisa berkarya di kancah nasional maupun internasional.
Peluang exchange-nya sangat banyak sekali, program-programnya terdiri dari 415 universitas yang tergabung di dalam GYIIF dan ITP IPB menjadi bagian dari program exchange tersebut. Tapi tidak hanya belajar tentang pangan, tentunya juga belajar tentang bagaimana memahami perkembangan dan mengatasi permasalahan-permasalahan dunia bersama dengan anak muda lainnya.
Untuk menunjang kegiatan praktikum dan penelitian, Departemen ITP IPB memiliki 14 laboratorium yang terdiri atas Laboratorium Kimia Pangan, Biokimia Pangan, Teknologi Proses Pangan, Mikrobiologi Pangan, Pilot Plant, Lab Sensori Pangan, dan lainnya.
Dosen-dosen ITP IPB itu serius tapi santai. Jadi kalau kuliah sehari-hari, aku enjoy tapi ilmunya tetap dapat juga. Selain itu, dosen-dosen ITP IPB juga expert di bidangnya masing-masing. Jadi kalau kuliah, ada sharing-sharing gimana sih penerapannya di kehidupan sehari-hari, gimana sih aplikasinya di industri.
Dosen tetap program studi teknologi pangan terdistribusi dalam 4 divisi, yakni kimia pangan, mikrobiologi pangan, rekayasa proses pangan, biokimia pangan. Sebanyak 90% atau 37 orang dari 41 orang dosen telah bergelar doktor dan bahkan 13 orang diantaranya adalah guru besar atau profesor. Selain sebagai pengajar, dosen-dosen ITP IPB berperan aktif dalam berbagai forum atau organisasi ilmiah di tingkat nasional dan internasional, serta menjadi konsultan ataupun tenaga ahli untuk lembaga pemerintah maupun swasta. Berbagai prestasi yang diraih oleh dosen-dosen ITP semakin membuktikan bahwa mahasiswa di ITP IPB benar-benar diajar oleh dosen-dosen yang berkualitas, bangga dan menakjubkan.
Mahasiswa ITP itu serius, tetapi tetap kreatif dan inovatif. Serius di dalam perkuliahan, serius di dalam proses pembelajaran, tapi kreatif di berbagai kegiatan ekstrakurikuler, perlombaan, kegiatan kemahasiswaan, dan tentunya penuh dengan fun.
Mahasiswa Ilmu dan Teknologi Pangan melalui HIMITEPA aktif mengadakan beberapa kegiatan seperti pelatihan, kompetisi, program pembinaan desa, UMKM pangan, dan lainnya. Salah satu acara tahunan terbesar yang bisa diikuti oleh siswa SMA adalah LCTIP, Lomba Cepat Tepat Ilmu Pangan. Pemenang pada lomba LCTIP ini berkesempatan mendapatkan golden ticket untuk bisa berkuliah di ITP IPB. Sarjana Teknologi Pangan dapat bekerja di industri pangan, instansi pemerintah terkait pangan, lembaga penelitian, universitas universitas maupun sebagai wira swasta di bidang pangan. Hasil survei alumni menunjukkan bahwa mayoritas lulusan program studi teknologi pangan IPB bekerja di industri pangan di dalam dan di luar negeri. Mayoritas lulusan bekerja di bidang terkait pangan, terutama industri pangan nasional dan multinasional, serta instansi pemerintah dan bidang lainnya, dengan masa tunggu memperoleh pekerjaan pertama selama 2 sampai dengan 3 bulan.
Kalau Anda ingin berkarir di bidang teknologi pangan dan mendapatkan pekerjaan tanpa diragukan kemampuan dan kapasitasnya, ITP lah tempatnya.
Semoga bisa mengembangkan potensi diri adik-adik di ilmu dan teknologi pangan.
Jadi buat teman-teman yang suka banget makan dan pengen tahu gimana sih sains di balik makanan-makanan itu, ITP IPB adalah tempat yang tepat.
Jadi, yakin nggak mau masuk ITP IPB?
Kayak gitu sama dia iya beda-beda orang tuh beda-beda ya.
Okay, thank you so much for the committee for sharing the IPB University profile video. Maybe a little bit fun fact about IPB University. I've received a news that IPB University become the winner or most awarded university in 35th PKM program or program kreativitas mahasiswa in 2022. This means that IPB really focus in supporting their students in research, not only just food science, but in other fields. Okay, I think we receive questions from the participants. Ada pertanyaan dari Muslim Ilyas. Pertanyaannya adalah bagaimana seleksi dan jalur masuk IPB jurusan industri pangan untuk tahun 2023? Ya, baik, mungkin bisa dijawab oleh Pak Dase. Silakan.
Baik. So I would like to say in English or in Bahasa is also okay. So for the selections, there are quite many chances to come to our department through SMPTN. So it means that you can apply through the invitations nationally. Yeah, it's like normal SMPTN, and later you can also through the SBMPTN. It means that it's like old UMPTN, yeah? So it's like the selections directly nationally as well you can choose, and the others actually it's similar like IPB. You can apply also to Ujian Mandiri. So it means part of the Ujian Mandiri in IPB you may choose this department. The other in IPB there are jalur ketua OSIS. You can also use jalur ketua OSIS. The other is Hafidz. When you are as a Hafidz, for example, you can apply to this jalur as well. So it means that you have to prove that you are a credible Hafidz. Yeah? The other is through recognitions of the competition as well, like as mentioned at the moment, that approved by IPB is through Lomba Cepat Tepat Ilmu Pangan. So when you join this event, 3 people may enter a golden ticket directly as a winner. So there are so many chances to join. The other is because we are offering international class. There are also specific for our international class. There are actually 2 classes using English. One is regular, so it means the payment is similar like regular, or for example, when you are bidik misi, you can enter this English class without additional payment. The others, you can enter also international class as an international class, so the payment is also premium for this international. That's all.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Dase, for the explanations. I hope this answer your questions, Mr. Muslim Ilyas. I hope that I'm not mistaken in mentioning your name. And next we have another questions from Gufron. Pertanyaannya adalah, apakah sertifikat dari event GYIIF dan IYMIA ini bisa digunakan sebagai portofolio siswa yang mendapatkan jalur undangan atau jalur prestasi, baik itu di IPB sendiri sebagai mitra IYSA dalam event ini? Boleh silakan dijawab Pak Dase.
Baik, kalau sebagai portofolio bisa, ya, tetapi yang menentukan adalah tim dari penerimaan mahasiswa barunya gitu ya. Nah mungkin sebagai portofolio bisa disebutkan jika menjadi juara atau segala bisa dimasukkan. Tetapi tidak langsung golden ticket, karena kalau pendaftaran golden ticket harus dibuktikan dulu beberapa tahap gitu, nggak bisa hanya satu kali gitu. Nah, jadi harus ada lombanya beberapa kali bersama departemen. Mungkin nanti kelanjutannya mungkin bisa gitu. Tapi untuk kali ini karena baru pertama, jadi belum bisa. Tapi sudah kita coba informasikan. Tapi karena itu bukan IPB yang bukan departemen yang approve, tapi harus dari IPB-nya sendiri. Karena NIM atau segala macamnya itu dari IPB, bukan dari departemen. Mungkin itu yang bisa dijawab.
Baik, terima kasih Pak Dase atas jawabannya. Mungkin itu bisa menjawab ya bahwa memang sertifikat baik itu medal yang didapatkan dari event-event khususnya untuk GYIIF dan IYMIA ini bisa digunakan sebagai portofolio untuk mendaftar, karena banyak sekali jalur-jalur yang bisa dimanfaatkan dengan jalur prestasi misalnya. Nah, itu salah satu portofolionya bisa digunakan dengan apabila dapat medal atau sertifikat di event-event IYSA seperti itu. Baik, maybe that's maybe last questions from Mr. Muslim, Pak Dase. Adakah link prodi yang bisa diminta untuk informasi IPB? Maybe for further.
Ada, bisa ke penerimaan mahasiswa baru. Semua informasi terkait dengan prodinya itu bisa dicek. Website-nya ipb.ic.id, cek untuk berbagai macam informasi di situ. Lumayan cukup easy untuk diakses. ipb.ic.id.
Oke, terima kasih pada atas jawabannya ya. Mungkin bisa mengakses websitenya di ipb.ac.id untuk informasi lebih lanjut. Baik, ada pertanyaan lagi, mungkin ini terkait dengan ini ya, ilmu pangannya ya.
Baik.
Pertanyaannya adalah, apakah teknologi pangan hanya berbaur pada pengolahan dan industri yang berkaitan dengan pangan saja? Terima kasih.
Oke, ini pertanyaannya ke saya atau bagaimana? Oke. Terkait dengan sebenarnya lulusannya bisa ke mana saya ya, jalur penelitian atau segala macamnya, karena sebetulnya ilmunya tadi sudah disampaikan, ada berbagai kimia juga perlu gitu, terus fisika tetap perlu, ataupun tadi engineeringnya juga tetap ada. Jadi ini merupakan ilmu aplikasi atau merupakan ilmu terapan gitu ya, dari berbagai macam bidang ilmu dasar. Jadi lebih aplikasinya juga lumayan cukup banyak. Juga zaman sekarang kan sepertinya di masa COVID, salah satu bidang yang tidak terkena secara langsung adalah bidang pangan. Toh orang tetap butuh pangan, apalagi pangannya yang harus aman gitu dan biasanya disimpan di rumah. Sehingga pada saat masa COVID banyak beberapa industri bukannya bangkrut tetapi malah semakin meningkat, bahkan bangun pabrik lagi. Kalau misalnya bisa dibilang, karena orang tidak beli secara langsung, mungkin rumah makan pada ini ya, ada yang tidak berhasil gitu karena pada masa COVID. Tetapi industri pangan justru di masa COVID malah semakin meningkat karena orang jadi lebih menyimpan makanan. Nah itu salah satu keuntungan mungkin ya, jadi tetap dibutuhkan lulusannya meskipun ketika di masa COVID tersebut. Bahkan banyak industri-industri kan kita impor ya, produk-produk ternyata sekarang established juga di Indonesia. Jadi semakin banyak industri-industri tersebut berdatangan di Indonesia. Yang kedua, yang namanya makanan kan trennya berubah-ubah juga ya. Terus pengembangannya atau segala macamnya bisa juga diterapkan. Tidak hanya itu, mungkin karena kita belajar juga di sana misalnya terkait dengan ilmu-ilmu lain bisa masuk ke industri-industri lain. Misalnya sekarang industri farmasi pun kan mengembangkan yang namanya functional food. Nah, di situ juga kita bisa masuk karena hanya kita yang belajar misalnya mengenai organoleptik atau uji cita rasa misalnya. Nah, sedangkan di farmasi kan jarang gitu menggunakan ilmu tersebut, ilmu cita rasa, karena memang targetnya bukan untuk cita rasa tapi lebih ke dosis dan efikasi. Nah, seperti itu perbedaannya mungkin, tapi tetap kita bisa memasuki industri farmasi juga karena ada functional food di situ, di mana mulai digeser misalnya yang tadi developmentnya, karena tujuannya kan untuk manusia, untuk produk-produk makanan dan lain sebagainya harus ada uji-uji organoleptik atau cita rasa. Nah, biasanya yang memiliki ilmunya adalah orang teknologi pangan gitu. Nah, mungkin itu yang bisa diterapkan untuk menjadi entrepreneur juga tentunya mudah sekali. Entrepreneur di bidang pangan sekarang lagi ngetren-ngetrennya plant-based meat atau meat analog ataupun cell culture meat atau yang tren-tren makanan terbaru juga semakin banyak anak muda yang berani untuk investasi membuka lapangan kerja dibandingkan dengan misalnya hanya menjadi pekerja atau buruh di industri pangan, tapi dia sendiri bisa kreasikan. Nah, itu sudah semakin banyak juga. Nah, dari masa dulu sampai sekarang sih yang kerasa lulusannya cepet aja gitu, cepet ditarik gitu. Nah, satu-satunya yang misalnya kan terkena misalnya pada lulus ke perbankan atau segala macam di kami lebih di bidangnya gitu. Nah, karena kalian cukup baik gitu, jadi tidak nyeleweng kemana-mana gitu. Mungkin hanya beberapa tetap ada namanya juga pilihan gitu ya, tetapi so far masih tetap bergerak di bidang teknologi pangan atau industri pangan sendiri. Mungkin itu yang bisa disampaikan. Satu lagi mungkin industri kosmetik juga ternyata sekarang sudah lumayan banyak, karena tadi sekali lagi yang memahami uji sensori atau uji kosmetik sendiri misalnya, bedanya makanan untuk mulut sama makanan untuk kulit kan sama-sama. Nah, sekarang karena memahami penerapan tadi, uji-uji tadi, sehingga bisa diterapkan juga untuk bidang kosmetik. Bedanya tadi satu misalnya pengadukan atau segala macam digunakan emulsifier atau segala macam digunakan tadinya untuk pangan, sekarang untuk kosmetik mungkin. Nah, itu juga beberapa sudah ada yang tembus di bidang kosmetik. Nah, karena kosmetik juga mengeluarkan misalnya Nutri Beauty, nah seperti itu lumayan cukup. Bedanya dengan gizi mungkin lebih kita bisa di bidang produksinya jauh lebih jago.
Baik, ya. Terima kasih banyak Pak Dase atas jawabannya. And I hope this answer to all of the questions, and maybe I would like to apologize because of the limited time. We cannot answer all of the participants' questions, but if you're still curious about IPB University of the Faculty of the Food Technology, you can directly check the social media of IPB University or check the website to gain a little bit more about the informations. And also maybe that's the end for the socializations of GYIIF and IYMIA 2023 with Mr. Dase and Mr. Deni. Thank you so much, Mr. Dase and Mr. Deni, for joining with us tonight. And I'm sorry if I have any mistake about this limited time in tonight's agenda. And you can directly, maybe you can email to the email that has been dropped in the chat link. And for those of you who are still curious and interested in joining this event, you can check our social media also. In at IYSA_official on Instagram, or kindly send DM to us if you have any questions. Thank you so much, Mr. Dase and Mr. Deni, for the times. Okay.
And also thank you, Bu Si Adelila, for coming here. Terima kasih juga.
Terima kasih. Sekarang saatnya ini ya, dari
Okay, yeah. Moving on to the next agenda. Now we'll hear the sharing sessions from our guests tonight about research methodology topics. As you all know that research methodology is the process of finding results and solutions or creating products that solve the problems. But so many researchers out there still find a little bit of confusions and mistakes in choosing the right and proper research methodology. So in tonight's agenda, in tonight's sharing sessions, we already invite the experts of methodology, Dr. Sri Adelila Sari, S.Pd, M.Si, graduated from UTM, Malaysia. Ms. Adel is a head lecturer of Math and Science Faculty, Universitas Negeri Medan. Ms. Adel has a various experience in research, published more than 30 international and national journals, attended over than 35 conferences, and her expertise also has been proved by her teaching experience in analytical chemistry, statistics, and environmental chemistry. And also, Miss Adele have received a lot of medals, such as dosen berprestasi mengajar tahun 2013 hingga 2014, lalu juga dosen terhigh-tech HMKA, dan juga Satya Lencana 10 tahun. So maybe without wasting any longer time, here we invite Miss Adele joining with us tonight. Good evening, Miss Adele. How
Good
are
evening.
you?
I'm great. So how about you?
I'm fine, thank you. Okay,
Deni.
maybe yes. Maybe all of the participants has been waiting so long for this research. So without further ado, for Miss Adele, the stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening, everybody, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's my pleasure to have a presentation tonight, and thank you for IYSA, Deni, especially as a director for this association, and also the MC, and also all of the audience, which those join in this webinar, Zoom or YouTube. Well, this is actually okay. An introduction for the research methodology. What is a research? We can start about the meaning of the research. Is a careful investigation for new facts in any branch of knowledge. Any branch of knowledge means like a science, okay, social, sometimes medicine, etc. And an expert we call as Redman and Mori said that research is a systematic effort to gain a new knowledge. So we have to do a systematic rules if we would like to do a research. It should be an important one. Okay, so another expert said that research is like to defining and also redefining problems, formulating hypotheses, also objective. And some research need to collecting, organizing, and evaluating data. Also making deductions and reaching conclusion, and others testing the conclusion to determine whether they fit the formulating hypothesis or objective. I think some of UNIMED students, those are attend here, they are involved in statistical and methodological subject at the reason. Okay. So why we have to do the research? It must be in your mind before you start to do the research, or otherwise you cannot do some to decide what the conclusion of the hypothesis. Yeah, why do research? Some we desire to get a research degree along with it is consequential benefits, and decide to face the challenge in solving the unsolved problems, desire to get intellectual joy of doing some creative work, decide to be of service to society. Sometimes we decide to get respectability and a directive of government employment condition, etc. And also why we have to do research. We need to validate intuition. We need to improve method. We need to demand of the job. Okay, so also the publication or patent or innovation, something like that. And choose a subject. What should we do on research, which is a subject based on your idea. Sometimes we can have a subject of the research based on our experience, and also some students now, I think, based on your reading journals, critical book report, critical journal review, something like that. And also sometimes you have to choose a subject based on originality, local wisdom, something like that. Okay, the important features of a research design, you have to a plan, you have a strategy and a time and budgets. This is very, very important. A plan means specify the source and the types of information relevant to the research problem. And the strategy, which approach you need to be used for gathering and analyzing data. If you miss the strategy, means it would be have a problem. You cannot make the real conclusion on your research. And also the time and budget. Most studies are done under these two constraints. If you have less time, if you have a less budget, means you have to consider with the step of the research. Okay, so the characteristic of research has to systematic, logical, and empirical. Systematic means all steps must be interrelated one to another. Okay, so how about logical? Logical means we agreeing with the principle of the logic. And empirical conclusion should be based on evidence. Conclusion should be based on observation. And the objectivity is also the characteristic of the research. It must answer the research question, replicable and reproducible. If we do a research, if we in different time maybe or in different place, we can reproducible for this research, and also transmittable. And the research must has a quality control as well, accurate measurements. That's why you need some data analyzing, like a statistic using the software program, something like that. Or sometimes you have to compare to another method, right? You have to compare to some standards. And also all well-designed and conducted research has potential application. And now start to define your objective. If you want to do a research, try to keep this simple, not very crowded. Okay, and the more variables, sometimes more difficult to determine some problems and to solve some from the problems, and use the opportunity. Some opportunity like the condition, the environment should be considered to make it simple or crowded, and get help at this stage. Sometimes you need senior colleagues and experienced researcher, catch them. Okay, and when you do the research, you need a literature search. Check to see if your idea is original, right? Original or previous study has been done, but you have to make a modify for the research. Means not originally from you, but you modified this idea, and get article. This is a compulsory. Compulsory means wajib. Get an articles. It means you have to do critical journal review. and read articles and their references as well. Not just look for the journal, but you have to look for the references cited in the reference in the article. I mean, okay, most of this will be vital writing up reports. And sometimes we have to find the gap areas. Our study and also the previous study or the article that we read just now, and find absolute measurements and results. And what the last literature search define objective of this study. Okay, so next steps involves in the research. The first one, choose a subject. Whether you want to choose chemistry or medical or physical, or you need to concentrate to the food or food waste. Yeah. Okay, you have to choose that subject first, and after that, literature survey means you look some previous study published in journal, and also sometimes you need to compare to. You have to read some books related to this. Do research in entomology forensic. So I have to make a collaboration with University Technology Malaysia, because they have some instrumentation that in our university nothing. Okay, so step in research as well, design of experimental setup. Otherwise, also you can do experimental design. Right? I think some students those study about the statistic known about this one, and preliminary experiments. Even some previous researcher did the same experiments, right? But you have to try the preliminary experiment as well, because sometimes we can find with hoax data published in journal, something like the interpretation and drawing conclusion based on your result. And after that, preparation of the project report or writing thesis. Even you are a student now, I think you have to make some project, right? And you have to write a report. I think it should be like the training if you wanted to have a competition as well. Okay, so this is a diagram show the process of the research. Okay, the first one to make question problem. You need like a procedures, consumer policymaker, something like that. And the second one, formulate goals or objective. And this is might be you need some other discipline, not only chemistry. I think like me, my research not only chemistry expert, but I need a forensic expert. I need an entomology expert, means other discipline. Okay, the third one, plan and design research. And the fourth, generate research result. And this is some we need service expertise. And the last one, interpret result and draw conclusion. This is like you need the scientific and professional community appear to have a peers and discuss everything about your result to make the good interpretation. Okay, so after do the research, you have to write an article we call as research article writing. First one, find suitable specific journals. If you concentrate to the mathematics, you have to find the mathematical journals as well. Don't go to the statistical, don't go to the chemist, go to the other field of journals. And the second one, get copy of instruction to the author. Some journals, they have a different format, different template to write an article. And the third one, prepare article as per instruction, select suitable titles. Some titles, they have a rule, you have to have a subject and also the predicate, okay, and object. Some might be the interesting title and some paper, and also the authors and affiliation. And this is a very important one, is the abstract. Means if everybody read the abstract, they can without read all the paragraphs in your article, they understand about what you write in your article and highlight. And sometimes you need have to novelty statements, means what is the new of your research, and also introduction. And this is the important one as well, introduction. What is the background of the study? What is the previous study has been done? What is the comparison with your study, something like that? And what is the novelty of your study? This is a very important in introduction. And also after that, what kind of materials you need, what the method you use, and after that, go to discussion. This is sometimes you have to develop a graph. Sometimes you have to just show the table, something like that. Just sometimes might be you just have the like paragraphs, some paragraphs, and after that you have to conclude. The conclusion as well should be based on the background of study. So if you just have a one problem, it should be one conclusion, I think, something like that. And if anybody help you in doing research, I think you have to put also acknowledgement, like the laboratory that you use, or some funding that you use, something like that. And also this is the last article should has references that you cited. All you cited, you have to put in these references. Okay, the authorship or ethic. All authors should directly involve in entire study. If you do research with your lecturer, with your supervisor, with other a team of your team, I think you should put all the names of them, right? An article is free from plagiarism. That's why now we have a Turnitin, right? Turnitin plagiarism check. I think below than 24%. This article for the undergraduate students is allowable to has a viva or sidang skripsi. Okay, should follow ethic as well. Okay. Okay. Now, how to the structure of the research report? Even you join the competition or not competition, this is the general introduction and statement problem must be there, review of relevant literature, statement of hypothesis or research objective, theoretical resume, and description of research design, description of experimental design, description of measurement and data analysis, and also error compounding should be report as well, and presentation of result and discussion. And after that, you have to conclude and state what is the limitation of your study. This is a very, very, very useful for the readers. Why? Because they can continue what your limitation, and we can continue your study. Might be it would be solve the problem and the implication, and suggestion for future works. Might be you not to be interested to continue your study. You just suggest for other people. You just give the guideline. You have to do this A, B, C, something like that, and acknowledgement, references cited, and appendices if needed. Okay. Okay. So the type of research you have to know as well. We have an application, means application pure and applied research. What is the applied research? Finding solution for immediate problems facing a society or industry. And pure means concerns with generalization and formulation of theory. And another type of research is inquiry mode. We did we do quantitative and qualitative. What is the quantitative means measurement of the quantity of amount. This is like for the science type of the research, and qualitative, like concerned with qualitative phenomenon, reasons for human behavior, something like that. Some social background use the qualitatives. And now, too many research need inquiry mode. They combine quantitative and qualitative research. And based on research objective, we have exploratory or formulative research. This is like to gain familiarity with a phenomenon or to achieve new insight into it. And descriptive research to study accurately the characteristic of a particular individual situation or a group, includes survey. Okay, so another like diagnostic research. This is like to determine the frequency with which something occurs with, which is associated with something else. Diagnostic. This is more to the medical or medical part of research. And hypothesis testing research to test a hypothesis of a causal relationship between variables. For the education part is some use for the hypothesis testing research as well. I think most of the research need a hypothesis as well. Okay. And this is the last. Science is not belief, but the will to find out. Thank you. That is my presentation. Back to MC.
Thank you so much, Ms. Adele, for tonight's insightful sessions. I'm personally, as an undergraduate student, really thinks that this session is really helpful, especially for me as a last semester, and I'm writing my thesis also. And I think
great.
I think this is so essential for us as students to conduct a proper research methodology. Okay, maybe we can move on to the next questions, which is Q&A sessions, because there are a lot of questions coming up in the chat box.
You have to decide the question. Some question might be similar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I think it's mixed up with the previous sessions. Maybe I will filter the questions related to this webinar session. Maybe first questions from Hairahma. Pertanyaannya adalah solusi apa yang dapat ditempuh jika saat melakukan penelitian alat yang dibutuhkan sangat terbatas sehingga pekerjaan penelitian yang dilakukan oleh mahasiswa menjadi tidak efisien. Mungkin bisa dijawab Bu Adel.
Ya, dengan siapa tadi yang bertanya?
Hairahma.
Ya, tadi saya ada sampaikan, mungkin seperti saya juga melakukan penelitian entomologi forensik. Ya. Jadi kita kalau ada mayat mati tidak diketahui sebabnya, right? Maka kita harus melakukan otopsi. Nah, tapi ternyata tidak perlu melakukan otopsi. Jadi kita mengambil serangga dan ada alat yang dinamakan dengan capillary zone electrophoresis yang saya perlukan tapi tidak ada di kampus saya. Dan saya cari dimanapun misalnya itu ada banyak jenis capillary electrophoresis tetapi jenisnya berbeda. That's why kita perlu melakukan kerjasama. Kerjasama means saya prepare sampel kita di sini, kita siapkan, tapi kita minta tolong orang untuk menganalisis sampel kita. Gitu. Jadi kata kuncinya adalah kolaborasi, bekerja sama. Tidak usah memaksakan diri. Itu mungkin Mbak. Ditanya lagi, ini penanyanya gimana?
Baik, untuk Mbak Hairahma dari Universitas Medan, Negeri Medan, apakah sudah menjawab pertanyaannya?
Baik, terima kasih Mem atas jawaban.
You're welcome, dear.
Okay. Maybe the next questions also from Universitas Negeri Medan ya. Ada pertanyaan terkait dengan Oh ya, bagaimana cara menentukan variabel suatu penelitian dengan tepat? Dari Esther Panggabean dari Universitas Negeri Medan.
Oke. Bagaimana menentukan variabel yang tepat? Apa sebenarnya yang mau diteliti? Misalnya, mau meneliti apakah kulit, ini kayaknya anak kimia ini, kulit buah naga bisa dijadikan indikator formalin, right? Ya, jadi apa yang perlu dilakukan? Apa sih variabelnya? Ya, variabelnya mestinya kalau mau tahu formalin, apa ya variabelnya? Mana yang bertanya tadi? Esther ya?
Ya, Esther Panggabean.
Esther. Ya. Nah, jadi formalin adalah salah satu variabel yang harus dianalisis. Yang kedua adalah kita mungkin variabelnya bagaimana kita mau mengekstrak kulit buah naga itu untuk menjadi satu indikator, ya. Apakah secara kualitatif ataukah secara kuantitatif? Kalau kualitatif, maknanya variabelnya hanya melihat warna, ya. Jadi misalnya formalin di dalam susu kaleng, susu tepung bayi misalnya, kemudian setelah diekstrak daun kulit buah naga, kemudian ditetesi ke bubuk susu tadi, lihat perubahan warna. Jadi variabelnya adalah indikator warnanya gitu. Yang kedua, apakah mungkin susu itu mengandung formalin berdasarkan pH, ya, keasaman dan kebasaannya, itu bisa. Jadi depends on apa yang kamu mau teliti. Nah, kalau pendidikan sendiri barangkali ya, apakah yang mempengaruhi indeks prestasi mahasiswa? Ya, apakah karena kedekatannya dengan dosen bisa dijadikan variabel? Apakah yang kedua kerajinannya, kehadirannya? Apakah karena tugas-tugasnya? Ya, jadi mana variabel yang secara logik, nah secara critical book report itu adalah merupakan variabel yang bisa diangkat. Mungkin kedekatan dengan dosen tidak menjadi hal yang logik ya untuk mendapatkan IPK yang tinggi, maka kita buang variabel itu ya. Mungkin yang kedua adalah kekerapan atau frekuensi dia masuk kuliah, dan yang kedua barangkali rajinnya dia mengerjakan tugas-tugas yang diberikan oleh sana dan dia submit on the deadline. I think itu yang bisa saya sampaikan, Mbak.
Oke, baik. Terima kasih atas pertanyaannya, atas jawabannya Ibu Adel, dan juga atas pertanyaannya Mbak Esther. Apakah menjawab untuk jawabannya?
Terima kasih atas jawabannya.
Okay. So moving on to the next questions from Miss Astrid Devi. So Miss Astrid Devi put the questions in the chat box. I want to ask, what if an study results are far from the previous theory, meaning fail? Can the results be included in an article? Thank you.
Okay, so you mean that you didn't find any article that related to the study that you wanted to research, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, means why you just this is should be like the PhD problem. Once you S3 ya, PhD problem, S3 kita harus mencari sesuatu yang baru. Akan sulit sekali menemukan penelitian-penelitian sebelumnya. But if you are still an undergraduate student, I think yang diperlukan hanyalah orang sudah meneliti, kemudian di Semarang barangkali, kemudian kamu ada di Medan, ya, kamu bisa melakukan penelitian yang sama seperti di Semarang, tapi itu tetap berbeda. Karena apa? Lokasinya beda, sampelnya beda, subjeknya beda, populationnya beda, even methodologinya sama. It's no problem. Ya, jadi that is I show you the slide that you have to choose the simple idea. Ya, jangan mempersulit diri sendiri. Gitu. Ya, jadi cari saja yang simple. Kalau tidak ada rujukannya, cari yang ada rujukannya. for the primary researcher, right? Karena ini adalah baru pemula gitu. Oke, silakan Mbak.
Ya, terima kasih Bu Adel atas jawabannya. Mungkin kalau dari interpretasi saya ya Bu terkait dengan pertanyaannya mungkin lebih ke arah bagaimana jika hasil dari penelitiannya ini berbeda jauh dari teori seperti itu Bu.
Oh iya,
Apakah
kalau berbeda
seperti
aja. Oke. So I have the similar case ya in education part. My student dia buat research ya, selesaikan masalah itu. And the problem post learning, silahkan siswa cari masalah, silahkan selesaikan masalah itu sendiri. Ya, secara teori yang didapat dan previous studies from the journal, ya student ini mendapatkan teori-teori yang sudah dia kumpulkan bahwa yang problem post learning itu lebih tinggi hasilnya. Kok guru ini kasih soal sembarangan, aku nggak bisa jawab. Tapi kalau problem post learning, you can imagine dia akan cari soal yang mudah dan dia bisa menyelesaikan dan dia akan happy. Ternyata hasil belajarnya bagus. Ya, jadi waktu itu dia memang tidak memilih mungkin sekolah-sekolah unggulan itu dan itu menjadi skripsi kamu, menjadi laporan penelitian kamu, tapi dengan berbagai pembahasan. Katakan bahwa sampelnya ternyata tidak sesuai. Waktu itu dia melakukannya di pesantren yang sangat minim sekali sarana dan prasarananya. Ya, jadi sarana dan prasarana saja sudah tidak memadai, ya, apalagi untuk memaksa anak itu mencari masalah sendiri dan menyelesaikannya sendiri, begitu, ya Mbak. Oke, saya pikir itu ya yang bisa. Jadi artinya kalau tidak sesuai dengan itu tidak masalah, ya. As long as you can describe what is the reason, ya, apa alasan mengapa itu jadinya. Jangan-jangan ya sama seperti penemuan gas air mata kan yang dulu katanya ceritanya gitu, ya. Berkali-kali masuk ke laboratorium tetapi kok nggak pernah dapat hasil yang bagus. Saking frustasinya si peneliti itu menangis, ya. Tapi tiba-tiba waktu dia menangis kok hasilnya jadi bagus. Ini nggak mungkin dongeng atau bagaimana ya, kok jadi hasilnya bagus. Akhirnya pembimbingnya bilang, kok kamu udah dapat nih hasilnya. Apa yang kamu kerjakan? Tidak, aku melakukan hal yang sama. Aku mengulangi hal yang sama dari kemarin sama semuanya. Lalu dia bilang waktu itu ada persoalan nggak? Ya, aku ingat bahwa aku menangis. Aku menangis di situ dan mungkin air mataku jatuh ke sampel itu dan terdeteksi. Ternyata itu yang aku mau. Muncullah konon katanya gas air mata. Ya, jadi artinya apa? Dia tidak sesuai dengan teori loh. Ya, yang dia kerjakan tidak sesuai dengan hasilnya, tidak pernah dapat seperti yang kamu maksud tadi barangkali. Tapi karena ada ketidaksengajaan, akhirnya dia mendapatkan sesuatu yang baru. Jadi jangan kecewa kalau hasil kita tidak sama dengan teori-teori. Mungkin akan mendapatkan satu hasil yang baru ya. Jadi dari cerita ini bisa diangkat bahwa tidak sama dengan teori yang sudah ada, tidak sama dengan hasil penelitian orang yang sudah ada. Tapi saya akhirnya menemukan sesuatu yang novelty, yang baru, gas air mata. Itu nanti menarik itu dibahas. Ya Mbak, silakan.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Adel, for the answers. For Ms. Astri Dewi, is the answers answer your questions?
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome, dear.
Okay, maybe we're gonna move on to the next questions from Sardes Yosua Silaban. Izin bertanya, bagaimana pengembangan plan, strategi, time, and budget dalam important research supaya mendapatkan metodologi penelitian yang dapat berkelanjutan? Terima kasih.
Oke, Sardes ya. Jadi kalau misalnya tujuannya apa? Kalau cuma mau penelitian S1 ya, penelitian S1 barangkali kamu hanya punya waktu 6 bulan ya, atau 1 semester. 1 bulan persiapan proposal, 1 bulan seminar proposal, revisi, 1 bulan lagi penelitian, atau 2 bulan, kemudian revisi. Jadi you have to manage your time based on keperluan. Ya. Kemudian yang kedua tadi itu time ya, the deadline I think. Ya, yang kedua mungkin budget. Kalau kira-kira kamu punya ide besar sekali, tapi tujuan kamu hanya untuk lulus bikin skripsi gitu ya. Jadi itu nanti saja. Jadi yang sekarang coba cari yang memang dari segi keuangan yang memadai, ya, fundingnya memadai, kemudian dari segi sarana dan prasarana di laboratoriumnya juga memadai, ya. Atau kalau misalnya pendidikan harus ke sekolah, ya, kamu tidak harus saya budgetnya cuma segini, tapi saya ingin sekolahnya di daerah terpencil, ya. Kalau kamu tidak punya funding, stop it. Ya, tapi kalau kamu punya bisa meyakinkan satu company barangkali atau satu asosiasi untuk mendanai penelitian kamu, why not? But you have to consider that kadang kalau kita sudah didanai itu penelitiannya jadinya agak lambat, dan yang ketiga mungkin memang harus fokus, ya. Mau fokus itu penelitiannya 1 semester kah, 1 tahun kah, 2 tahun atau 3 tahun. Kalau penelitian yang seperti saya lakukan, saya 2 tahun cukup, ya. Kalau dulu pernah melakukan penelitian tentang pendidikan kebencanaan di daerah tsunami Aceh, itu saya perlukan waktu 3 tahun. I have to get the funding, ya. Waktu itu kita dapat dana dari Dikti, dan memang 3 tahun itu yang solve lah the problem. Kalau 1 tahun dia gantung, ya. Jadi depends on your purpose. That's all.
Oke, terima kasih Bu Adel atas jawabannya. Mungkin untuk Sardes, apakah sudah menjawab pertanyaannya?
Thank you, ma'am. About your answer, I can understand about it.
Yeah, thank you, Sardes.
Okay, maybe next questions. Maybe this is the last questions. Since we have a very limited time, I'm so sorry for all the participants. We see a lot of excitement here because there are a lot of questions here, but I apologize that not all of the participants' questions can be answered tonight. And actually, most of the questions are regarding about how to determine our research methodology and what is the general mistakes that researchers do during the research methodology or doing the research.
Yeah. The fault of the researcher to choose the methodology, like is it needed just qualitative or quantitative, right? But sometimes you need for both qualitative and quantitative. So and if you do not want to develop the new method, right? I think you have to just follow the available method that has been developed by the previous researcher, right? Choose the best, which is the suitable for your site. No need to develop the new method. Like you need to develop a comic for chemistry book. Jadi comic chemistry. Some model of development like AD has 5 steps, right? Analysis, and development, and implementation and evaluation. But if you have no such some
joining like these discussions or maybe webinars or maybe any kind of platform that we can utilize to get link registrasi bisa meninggalkan Zoom ya. Terima kasih teman-teman, sampai bertemu di event selanjutnya.
Taruh depan aja dah, biar ini hantu.
Thank you, Adele.
Recording stopped.
Oh, lagi.